what do you think that the effects might be on our business when we avoid the phone and we don't do the calls, or we do them too late? What sort of effects do you think might result with our business?
Losing customers.
Yeah, they'll go to somebody else that's actually better at doing the phone calls, I guess.
Not a lot of business.
Yeah, it's quite hard to keep the momentum going if you're not looking after people. So, so there are some actually quite serious consequences for our business. The thing is that when we're not doing them, we don't really see the effects. But what we can see is if we do start doing the calls and start doing the customer service, we'll see that the positive effects are so massive, we'll wonder why we missed out on them for so long. So if we manage to get over this whole telephone, the fear of the phone or the avoidance of the phone, what would actually happen for us is that we would feel liberated and empowered. You know, all those words that you mentioned before that everybody typed in, all of those would go, and we would replace them by feeling fantastic about ourselves, that we were actually doing this thing and our business would be great, and it would be like a weight had been lifted from us. Possibly even more exciting is that our income would increase. And I was reading a book by Zig Ziglar, who you might have heard of. He's a very well-known motivator, and he's got a particular interest in direct sales. And in one of his books called Ziglar on Selling, he looks at a study that was done, quite a large study that was done, and they tracked people who made phone calls, salespeople who made the calls against salespeople who didn't make the calls. And what he found was that there was a difference in income between the two groups. And it wasn't just a little bit of income, it was actually 5 times. So the people who actually made the phone calls were earning on average 5 times more than the people who didn't make the calls. Now what the study showed, though, was that the people who made the calls disliked making them just as much as the people who didn't make the calls. The difference was that they actually did them. So for those of you that answered in the poll that you don't really like them but you do them, that's fantastic. And the people who avoid the phone, who don't like them and avoid the phone, if you can just get over that and make the calls, you're going to add a lot of money to your bottom line. So just by increasing your customer service, making the phone calls, you actually really can explode your income. And it may not happen overnight, but it actually doesn't take very long for you to start to see results.